How's it going, class? Today we're doing our presentation on General Motors. I'm Will.
Adam.
I'm Q.
I'm Hal.
All right, next slide, please. So as you can see here, a list of relevant facts that'll introduce you to General Motors, which is an automotive company founded in Flint, Michigan and headquartered in Detroit, and has been in business over 100 years, starting off in 1908. One fact that stood out to me the most was their envisioning a world with zero crashes, zero emissions, and zero congestion, as they're looking to become one of the top automotive manufacturers in the country. Next slide, please. So here's a situation analysis of the current market they're in now, which are three things that stood out to me the most were political trends that affect their profits, and they're in good position to make more profits, and their competition. So for political trends, one thing that stood out was the governmental promotion of public transportation, which includes city buses, trains, and rideshare services or carpooling. This hurts their profit margin as people that cannot afford vehicles are opting for these services instead of going out to purchase an automobile. Another political trend that affects their profit negatively is the aggressive taxation on their profit and on combustion type vehicles. As you know, General Motors is a producer for Chevrolet, Volvo, GMC, and Cadillac. And as you know, that Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC produce trucks and other SUV type vehicles, which produce a lot of emission and use a lot of gas. As there's a gas shortage and more taxes are being brought upon those kind of vehicles. Another political trend that can help them is political stability, which could be them supporting a certain candidate or making a deal with within politics, as most businesses do. And a good way for them to increase their profit in 2021 is as the demand of electric vehicles continues to increase, and with ongoing gas shortages, they are going to be producing a lot more models that are considered electric. One model they have currently is the Chevy Volt, but they're coming up with other projects to produce more electric vehicles. And Chevy also leads the automotive industry in certified distribution centers, which provide IT support for any technical parts of the car, repairs and parts, and after sales services. So, which means they're still getting money after they sell vehicles or whenever vehicles are passed down within families and they need repairs or part replacements. And as far as competition goes, I would say their biggest competitors are Toyota and Ford Motors. One going because Toyota sells a wide range of sedan vehicles like the Corolla and Camry, and they also have one of the most popular electric cars, which is the Toyota Prius. And Ford Motors also produces trucks, the F-150 series to be exact, as General Motors bestsellers also include trucks such as the GMC Sierra and the Chevy Silverado. Next slide.
So I'm going to be talking about the marketing mix of General Motors. Marketing mix consists of product, place, price, and promotion, which is identified as the 4 Ps. So company uses the marketing mix to understand what the customer wants, to study if their product or services will meet the expectation of the consumers, to know if they have a competitive advantage over their competitors, and how they can interact with their customers efficiently. So when company carefully integrates all of these components of marketing mix, they will have a product or services with high demand in the market and a competitive price that give them advantage over their competitors. So in terms of General Motors, they for their products, they have automobile parts, commercial vehicles, and financial services. However, they are known for their production of cars. They produce brands like GMC, Buick, Chevrolet, and Cadillac vehicles. So three of their four product lines are categorized as automotive products. And the fourth one is the financial services, which they will give to their customers for services like loans for their cars. So secondly, we will discuss place. Place or location stands for a platform where companies can distribute their product and increase engagement with their customers. So General Motors established its presence through brick and mortar and digital platforms such as websites and social media to perform their businesses and offer products and services to their customers. Third, price. Price refers to the retail offering value that the firm believes is reasonable for the consumer to pay in return for their products. General Motors pricing strategies for the automotive development are market-oriented and premium pricing. So market-oriented strategy is to price their products at competitive prices to appeal better to the consumers. And premium pricing is a strategy that General Motors set for their premium products. This is to create a premium image for that product and give a premium perspective towards their customers. And lastly, it's their promotional strategy. Promotions are considered advertising and public relations. The idea is to reach out to their targeted customers and inform them of why they need to buy the product and why it is placed at a specific price. So General Motors promotion activities for their automotive business are advertising, direct marketing, personal selling, sales promotion, and public relation. Advertising is their primary choice of promotional strategy, which they would advertise through social media, television commercials, and magazines. Next slide, please. So now, segmentation. General Motors in particular segments its target market using demographic, psychographic, and geographic segmentation strategies. The first is the demographic segmentation, where unique variables such as gender, age, and income provide a sample of demographic of a company's target consumer. Now, psychographic, this segmentation approach consider the psychological aspect of a consumer's purchasing pattern or behavior. And the third one is the geographic segmentation, where the market is segmented based on their country, state, region, and city. And next slide.
The, the BCG is the fundamental planning tool used by a lot of business to assess the strategy position for different brands portfolio. General Motors can use this to analyze the different brands situation and based on the customer demand in the marketing data to make a decision with the supply in the future or upgrade the system. There have four different parts. First, the star. The brand representative will be Chevrolet because they have a high marketing growth and a high marketing share. The reason is because Chevrolet have a safety, affordability, and environmental friendly. In the cash call, it has GMC or Cadillac because customers like to purchase affordable car, and however, the brand does not have the lots of investments in the product. Therefore, it is high marketing share and a low marketing growth. Humor is the low marketing growth and low marketing share in the company because it is failure to enjoy the marketing in China and stop to make it. And humor is the dog representative. In the question mark require company resource and other research to boost market share. The buckets is the brands because it is a high demand, but does not have a high return for the company. And the next slide.
Okay, so now I will talk about the SWOT analysis of General Motors. So the strength of General Motors is that it occupied almost 17% of the automotive market. The company spent a lot of money on technological and innovations. It has been working hard to introduce new product and service to improve car efficiencies. For General Motors weakness, they attract consumer. General Motors use model is cash as a reward. This is a weakness for organization trying to establish a global brand. Due to car safety issue, the company withdrew more than 30 million car for $3 billion. The opportunity for General Motors is the Chinese market. So General Motors launched the Cadillac and Buick brand in China and was very successful. So it's expanding in the Chinese market. It has become the main goal of General Motors. And the threat of General Motors is global environmental problem. Government, the government all over the world require to limit emissions, but for the electrical car market, Tesla occupied a huge market share, and how General Motors enter the electrical car market is a fourth challenge. So next page, please. So now I'll talk about the five force analysis. So regarding the threat of new entrants, the automotive industry has strong barrier to entry. So many global brands control the market and making it difficult for the new entrant to enter the market. And this requires a high cost to establish a brand. So this is good for General Motors. And for the buyer power, customer has strong bargaining powers because it can control the price of distributors, and the customers switching cost is very low. So they can easily choose other brand. So this is big problem for General Motors. And for the threat of competitions, the automotive industry is at a mature stage. A large number of global brands continue to provide low price to gain an advantage, like the BMW, Toyota. So they all pose major competitive threat to General Motors. And for the threat of substitutes, because car can be replaced by bicycles, bus, or any transportations, and because of the promotion of electrical cars, the threat of substitution is huge for General Motors. So finally, there is a threat of suppliers. So the participation of many suppliers reduce the threat of suppliers, but the switching cost for supplier is not low. So the threat from supplier is not big problem for General Motors. So now I pass to Q.
Thank you, Hao. Business to business strategy is relay between companies about the exchange of a product or service. General Motors need to cooperate with others such as a supplier and the retailer. We need to purchase the components from the manufacturer and sell it to the and make it to the car and sell it to the retailer. However, it still have some issue during the process, and here is the recommendation that we want to suggest, which is internet. Now everyone try to get the information online in the short time, then we can have apps or website to show the information detailedly on the web on the internet for customers. Then people once people check the information online and they willing to check the information online and come to the store about a car they like. Also, we can put some money in the advancement department to have a short video put it on the TikTok or YouTube, like the short video to attract the customer attention easily. With those two suggestions, we think that B2B strategy will be easily to improve in the future. And thank you. That's our presentation.